Welcome back to my kitchen. I just did my pea salad and I wanted to do my excuse me, my southern coleslaw before I quit. And what I do is I take, for my southern coleslaw, I shred a part of a purple cabbage because it's pretty, and part of a white cabbage. You don't have to. You can use all the same. But I do when I can get the purple. And since gardening is just over with, I'm pretty lucky right now to have them. So then you're going to take 2 or 3 carrots. Now you're going to layer this stuff in here. All your vegetables, you're going to layer it in there until you get the dressing on it, and get ready to serve it. And you always want to lay your cabbage in the bottom because the cabbage takes the longest to absorb, and it really gets to absorb a lot more if you lay it in first, because everything else is out and you're doing that at the end. Now I need a half of a green pepper. Okay, chickies, you get this. I will dehydrate that for Greg's chickens. I'm going to use a half of a green pepper because of the color. You don't have to do this. I like to, and I like things pretty, so that's why I do it. And I'm going to use a half of a yellow bell pepper. My grandma would have probably used 3 of everything because she cooked so much. Oh my goodness. Never seen anybody cook like she did. She said they need something to eat. Yeah, they need something to eat, all right, Mama. But that's a lot. She would make so much. It was so much fun going there. I miss those days. I really do. Put that back there. And then I'm going to use part of an orange one. And they all taste the same. It was just they were picked at different times. So I'll get that. Those, all you have to do is just, seed them, chop them up. I think the chickies are going to get a lot this time. Get that all cleaned out. And when you're making this, if you use different colors, you might think, well, what will I use the other half for? But I'm telling you, during the holidays, you're going to use it. You can just make a veggie tray. You can do all kinds of things with it. So you'll use it. And then we want our peppers chopped up. About the size of about 1/2 inch strips. I hope everybody's getting ready for the holidays, and I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday. I know we're going to, even if we don't go anywhere or see anybody. It's going to be a wonderful holiday. My brother has been in the hospital going on 6 weeks. They've transferred him from regular hospital to up to Toledo, Ohio, to a special hospital because they couldn't find out what was wrong with him. He'd pass out, go unconscious. They told us several times he wasn't going to make it. And that you don't hear. And we'd go visit him, and he wouldn't know us. I was fortunate. I thank God for that, because he knew me every time I was up there. But he didn't know my baby sister, which was sad. And so they transferred him from Toledo to the Cleveland Clinic, because Toledo couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. And they did test after test after test. Had him on life support even. So, got this phone call Sunday, which was yesterday, and it scared me to death because it was my brother's phone, and I figured his wife was calling me, and she usually don't. The kids usually do, or my nephew, Donnie. He's been such an angel through all this, him and Ashley both. He calls, but it was Dean's phone, and I told my husband, I said, oh, that's Dean's phone. And I hesitated about answering it. And then finally I answered it. And I said hello twice before anyone answered me. And then I hear this real weak voice. Sis, is this you? And I'm like, yeah, it's me. He says, I'm feeling better, and I just wanted to call you and tell you myself, which I'm sure Donnie or Ashley put the phone call through for him. But oh my goodness, to hear his voice. And then they sent me pictures of him doing, he talked for maybe 2 minutes. He said, I gotta go. He says, I'm really weak. And I said, I know, I'll talk to you again. And then I get this thing where they're doing his therapy. Then I get a call that they're gonna, things are going so good, they found out what was wrong, which was crazy. I mean, come on. He's been in Toledo Special Hospital. He was in Findlay, his own doctor. He was on 3 different blood pressure medicines. Almost killed him. Keep an eye on your medicine, because sometimes your doctors don't. They just write a prescription and write another one, and they don't tell you to quit taking the others. But that's what his problem was. It was his blood pressure medication, and then they changed one other medicine, I think. So thankful, so thankful. So this is going to be a good holiday if I don't see nobody, because I do plan on calling my brother. I may even go up to the hospital. They're going to transfer him from Cleveland back to Findlay, where he lives at, for therapy. They're going to put him back in the rehab unit there for a while, and then he'll go home, which we never thought that was going to happen. But so thankful. There's so many things to be thankful for this year, and I'm sure each and every one of you have them too. So just remember, God's good, and tell your loved ones you love them every chance you get. Now I'm just going to kind of mix these up as I lay them back in here. My peppers, it's starting to look pretty. My grandma liked this in the summer because she said it was a pretty summer salad. But I'm not using it as summer salad, so I'm just making coleslaw, southern coleslaw. Then I'm going to take and put about, sprinkle celery seeds on it. And this is my home done ones. Kind of stir it up a little bit so it gets flipped over some. Okay. And of course, gotta have garlic. Gotta have garlic in everything. But now when I do my garlic, before I do that, I'm going to get rid of my fingernails. They're green. Before I start that, putting my garlic in there, I'm going to come over to the stove and I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of oil. And 3/4 of a cup of vinegar. I'll let that heat up a little bit, and then I'll go back over there. Now you can use celery seed. You can use fresh celery chopped up if you want, you know. And you can use garlic like I'm doing, or you can use the garlic powder. I actually don't have any garlic powder. I might have used it if I'd have had it, but I don't. And it's kind of icky and rainy and everything else outside today, so I'm staying in. I'm going to put this in with my dressing. Just let it cook a few minutes. If it was the powder, I wouldn't do it. But since it's not, I will. Okay. And then we want to cut up our onions from the garden. Mama always said use onions from the garden, which they all come from the garden, but she meant the green onions, which I like them best too. Didn't have any in the house, so I went outside and got some of my winter onions. They're kind of small, they get large, but these will work, and they taste so sweet. I planted some of these down at Greg's when I was there. I hope they do good for him. I'm sure they will. I don't know why they wouldn't. But anyway. I'm sorry, I just need a bite of that. I go out in the garden in the summer and work, and no matter what I'm doing, every time I go past the onions, I stop, break off one of the onion blades. I've always done that. My dad used to laugh at me for doing it, but it's okay. Now this is salad. This is a salad that you can make it. Well, you have to make it the night before you eat it anyway, because it has to set 24 hours. So I like to make this a day before, a couple days before, because it'll last 3 days if the amount lasts. But don't freeze it. It will not freeze good. The leftovers won't. But anyway, this coleslaw here is one that you can make ahead of time, because we have so many little things that we've got to get done on time at dinner time. So this is really a good one, because you can make it the day before. I like all those day before things, and that way we have that all done. This one's so pretty. But I agree with my mama. She said it's so pretty for a summer salad too, which it is. So, okay, now my vinegar, I'm not going to stand over the stove. My vinegar's starting to boil. And you'll want to bring it to a good hearty boil, vinegar and oil. And get it boiling real good. Even with that vinegar, I can still smell my garlic. Then you'll add your sugar in. And you add 2/3 cup of sugar. And stir that in real good. Now, once you get the sugar in there and get it stirred a couple times, you're going to want to take it off the stove and not have it on there any longer. And you're going to stir it until the sugar all dissolves, which doesn't take long, trust me. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to sprinkle my onions on there, on the top. Garnish it with the onions, which showing the orange and yellow through it makes it really pretty. And a little bit of white, because I had a little bit of white on the onions yet. So, that's good. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, that is so good. Get rid of some of this maybe. I want to take a minute here to thank everybody for the cards and things that they send us. I know Greg appreciates it also, but I really appreciate the cards, the little notes that you send, personal notes and things like that. And I get, every once in a while I'll get something, a little gift, which I don't need the gifts. I just need to know that you guys are watching us. But I got this from Joy and her mama, and I love these. My friend used to make them, but she can't do them anymore because of her hands. So I was glad to get this. But we do appreciate every card and note that we get from you. Now, I want to take and put some lemon juice over this. Tell you a story about my lemon juice. I have a lemon tree that my friend gave me a couple years ago, and getting lemons off of it. This one here was just about ripe, but it was ripe enough to use. I just want to put a little bit of juice around in here. I do this with my hands so that I don't get any of the seeds down in it. The seeds will all stay in my hand, I hope. But I was so excited because I had 19 lemons on it, and I gave 2 of them to my granddaughter-in-law. She took them to school. They had some kind of project going. You only need half of it. And she needed a lemon. And she called and wanted to know if I had one, so she didn't have to go to the store. And I said, I have a lemon tree, and I got 19 lemons on it. She said, you have what? I said, I do. So they came over and got some. I got 2 and took them into school. This, you're just going to get your everything stirred up real good, and you're just going to drizzle this over the top like this. And like I said, always put your cabbage in the bottom, because your cabbage takes longer to absorb than the others items do. And then once everything gets absorbed, you'll stir it up real good and have it for your meal. Ooh. I can taste that. Oh, that tastes so good right now. But it says you can't eat it yet. But I'm going to taste it anyway. It's been a long time since I've had any. A little bit of cabbage and pepper, onion, carrot. Oh my. I could eat it right now. I mean, it's good, but it'd be better tomorrow. But I hope you try my southern coleslaw. It's layered in there now, so the bottom looks pretty because it's that purple and white cabbage, and then the top is, it's really pretty. It tastes wonderful. Oh my goodness. I know, Greg, I'm dipping again. But try it, make it, put your lid on it, put it in the refrigerator and let it go for 24, 36 hours, whatever you need. But you won't have any left over, I guarantee you. So I just hope you'll try it. And if you've had it before, let me know, because I really don't hear much about it here. Now, down south I do. So, but enjoy my southern cabbage. And I'll have everything posted, the recipe and everything posted down below. And if you have any questions, just let us know. And I just appreciate y'all so much and love you to death. And hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. And tell your brothers and sisters and everybody that you love them. You will never regret it. So, try it. You'll like it. Thank you, bunches.